One of the great things about Zen is it gives you purpose in life. It helps you to understand the purpose of life. Remember when we said we're trying to find ultimate truth? This is about as close to ultimate truth as I've ever found to answer the question, what is the purpose of life? What is your goal? And Stephen Covey came up with this. This is the guy who wrote The Art of Exceptional, not The Art of Exceptional Living, the 7 habits of highly effective people. Well, in one of his books, he wrote this one. He said, these are my goals in life: to live, to love, to learn, to leave a legacy. Those are the 4 things that I want to do. Those are all Zen beliefs. According to Zen, what should you be? Fully alive. According to the precepts, loving. Zen is a study. You're learning. Leave a legacy. Helping others. Those are the 4 core Zen philosophies. So he nailed it. To live, to love, to learn, to leave a legacy. That's the purpose of life. Beautiful, beautiful way to live. Hold to that and you'll always have a good life. Now, this is a huge part of Buddhism and Zen Buddhism. It's the problem of attachment. And here's a quote from Eckhart Tolle in his book. I believe this was from The Power of Now. The very thing that causes you pleasure today will cause you pain tomorrow. And I always thought about an old girlfriend of mine. I couldn't wait when I was a young kid to get my first girlfriend. And then a horrible thing happened. I got one. So you had the joy of first love. You became very attached to that person. And then horrible, horrible thing virtually always happens. They leave you. They leave you. And you feel this massive amount of pain. Why? Because they're gone and you can't let go. That's the problem of attachment. Whatever you attach to will initially cause you pleasure, but when you lose it, it'll cause you pain. We want to let go of all attachments. Letting go of all attachments equals joy in life. Love the person, experience the person, but let them go. Know that things come, know that things go. Remember we said life has a beginning, a middle, and the end? Everything does. That's one of the nature of the way of things. So understanding that a relationship has a beginning, a middle, and an end is part of awareness. Even when you're getting into things, say you're getting into a new relationship, most people can't think past, what's the first date going to be like? Am I going to get a kiss on the first date? You know, are we going to be together for a long time? Blah, 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 blah. No, you should be thinking it's going to be wonderful in the beginning. It's going to be mediocre in the middle. Then it's going to go horribly wrong, and you're going to have the pain of getting out. So before you jump in thinking it's going to be all roses and flowers, remember there's a beginning, a middle, and an end. Matter of fact, my wife Bernadette, I call her number 37. Now that's just the women I slept with. But she's number 37 because I had to kiss a lot of frogs, okay, to get my princess. So not only did I have that pain the first time, I had to go through it 36 more times before I finally got to the right one. And people say, oh, you're so lucky, Bernadette, so wonderful, and this and that. And I'm like, no, I'm not lucky. Luck would have been first time I went out with somebody throwing a stick into the crowd and hitting Bernadette upside the head, okay? Getting lucky would have been finding her the first time. 37 people later is a research project. That's a lot of damn trial and error, okay? But I got more philosophical as I went through relationships the minute I knew there was a beginning, middle, and the end. Then I could enjoy them all. Even in the end, I said the end won't last long and you won't feel bad long after this. And then guess what happens when one relationship ends? You get the next exciting one. And that's what I would focus on. The next, the next, the next. And then of course what? You get the final reward. You get that final relationship that you want to be in. And hopefully that one lasts you forever. But don't get too attached. You never know. That's why the divorce rate's so high. Great, great concept. Now, look at this. Is putting conditions on your happiness the best way to live? The more rules you have about what it takes to be happy, the harder it's going to be to meet those rules, and the less chance you'll ever be happy. The people that are happiest have the least number of rules. Like when I used to go out with my wife, we would go on a date, and here's all I needed to be happy. I decided that we were going to be together, and we were going to have fun. That was it. I didn't care what we did, where we went, if it rained or not, what we ended up doing. Other people worried about that. When I was younger and not as wise, I didn't understand the Zen philosophies. Oh, I had a certain plan, and then if she wanted to do something different, it ruined my plans. Or then if I tried to do one plan, it failed, and the whole day was ruined. We might as well just quit for the day. No, I don't care. I don't care if we sit on a park bench, throwing bread at the birds. I don't care because my standards are so low. I have amazingly low standards. That's a good thing. When people say, oh, I've got high standards, oh my God, feel bad for that person. That's a horrible thing. This and this and this and this and this has to happen in exactly this proportion at this time and in this sequence to have a breath of happiness. And then pretty soon it won't all match up and poof, it's gone as quick as it came. Me, I say I just want to have an experience today. I want to see what happens. I'm kind of just here for the ride. I'm fascinated to see how this all works out. It's like going to a movie. I don't know what the hell's going to happen, but I'm excited to be there. Don't put conditions on things and you'll feel better in life. And notice where when you don't feel good, it was because some condition, some rule, some obstruction that you put in the way was broken, and that's why you don't feel good. So get rid of those rules. Get rid of those attachments. Rules and conditions are just another form of attachment. Get rid of them. Now, never look outside yourself for happiness. Remember I said the addict looked outside themselves for happiness? This is what most people do. And look at some of the things I put on the screen here. Oh, when I get the house of my dream, or when I find my dream soulmate and we get married, you see the rings there. Oh, when I just get enough money saved up for that car, or when I graduate from college, or when you see a lady look in the mirror when I get the new outfit that I've been dying to get, or when I get a big wad of cash, or no, when I'm married, or not when I'm married, but when we have wonderful children together and we really have a sense of family and we grow old together and da-da-da-da. I'm telling you, there's going to be a beginning, a middle, and an end. Don't look outside of yourself for happiness. Set the rule simply that I'm going to be happy no matter what I do. I'm going to try to suck all the joy I can out of life. I'm going to find things to be happy about. I'm going to enjoy everything. I'm going to enjoy the ups and the downs and the sideways and the everything. I'm going to enjoy the essence of life without rules, restrictions. I do not need things to trigger me to be happy. Okay? I can go outside and look up in the sky and say, thank God I'm above ground today, and enjoy watching the clouds go across the sky. I don't need a new Game Boy to make me happy. I don't need $1 million to make me happy. These things are stupid. The people that are happiest are the people that are happiest with the least. Buddha was happy. You know what Buddha had? Nothing. A good day was when he still had a robe. Somebody hadn't stolen that off him because he didn't look that good walking around butt-ass naked. He needed that, and he needed his begging bowl, and if he didn't have this begging bowl, he'd cup his hands together. He didn't worry about it. He didn't worry about anything, and he was happy all the time. Why do you think he's smiling in every single picture? He learned that happiness doesn't come from outside yourself. Very simple. You can enjoy everything if you're the master of your own mind. If you can't be the master of your mind, then no matter what you get, it will never be as good as you thought it was going to be. It will ultimately disappear, and it won't make you happy, and you'll already be on to desiring the next thing before you even got the thing that you wanted, and you will never be happy. It's the trap of attachment. Do not look outside yourself for happiness. Next, if pleasure is always derived from something outside yourself, this is a fundamental error. People are always looking outside themselves for something to make them happy. It's drinking, drugs, movies, games, cars. Stop finding it outside yourself. Use the meditation. Meditation is wonderful for people because it's the first time they ever experience pleasure when they're doing absolutely nothing. It requires absolutely nothing, and it makes them feel better than almost what? Anything. Anything. So, find the pleasure inside yourself. If you occasionally gain pleasure from something outside yourself, wonderful. But again, don't become attached to it, and you'll always be happy. And finally, for this section, stop praying for a better time. I love this picture. Don't you love the picture of the dog? That's I love that. It's beautiful. And it's so true. It says, we will look for certain conditions to be met to be happy. They rarely, if ever, come, and they're fleeting when they do. This is crazy. Think of somebody setting a goal. We always think goal setting is such a wonderful thing. Goal setting is one of the worst things you can ever do. Here's why. You set a goal. It's not in the now, so you can't enjoy it. It takes months and years to get to, and you will go through pain and suffering the entire time. Because remember, you said you can't be happy until you reach this goal. It will come. It won't be as good as you thought. It won't be as joyous, and it probably won't be as abundant as you thought. It'll feel good for a couple of weeks, or a couple of days, or a couple of hours. Then it's going to fade very quickly, and you're going to move on to the next goal. So it's like set a goal, wait 4 years, feel good for 30 days, set another goal, wait 4 years, feel good for 30 days, set another goal, wait 4 or 5 years, feel good for 30 days. Do you see we only lived about 4 months out of a 20-year lifespan? That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Even when I set goals, I do the goals as if I'm already living them. I have joy in each step along the way. I consider every single action that I take an accomplishment on the way to my goal, thus making it inevitable. I enjoy the whole process of getting to the goal. I enjoy the goal when I have it, and I enjoy setting the next goal. I enjoy reflecting back upon the goal that I achieved. And that's it. And I let it go. That's constant and steady enjoyment, rather than hoping and wishing and praying for a better time. There was a great piece by Og Mandino, and he said, and I'm paraphrasing, but it was just his analogy, He said, when you're a little boy, you say, oh, to be older, to be able to ride a bike, to be able to drive a car. And then you get older and you can ride a bike and you can drive a car, and he says, oh, to be married, to have that loved one of mine, then I'll be happy. And then you get that loved one, you're not really that happy, but you say, well, we'll have a real sense of family once things slow down, I don't have to work so hard, and we can have some kids. And then you have some kids, and your kids drive you nuts. And you say, oh, when the kids leave, then, me and my lovely wife, and we're going to reconnect, and we'll finally have money, and we'll be close to retirement, and we can enjoy that life. And then the kids leave, and you feel lonely, and you feel like you've lost your purpose. And you say, oh, but when we retire, then we'll have time, and then we can really reconnect, and there won't be, her job and my job, and then there'll just be peace and serenity. And then you get into retirement, and you enjoy it for a little bit, and about a year later, you realize, now I'm bored. And I'm old, and my children are gone, and the job that gave me purpose is gone, and I'm going to die soon. And then you get sick, and then you say, well, maybe the release of death will make me feel better. And then you look back and a cold wind blows over it, and you realize that you missed your entire life. Stop praying for a better time. It's not coming.